I can hear it now. Band take the field, and out of that eastern tunnel pour 215 well-drilled, well-disciplined Michigan bandsmen. They pour over the eastern sideline, they pour in the big block in, and they play the greatest college fight song ever written.
Hey, Seth, how you doing, man?
I had a bye week. I had a lovely bye week.
Nice. So, how was San Antonio?
San Antonio was good. There's not a lot to see there, so we did the river walk, and then we ate, and we ate, and we ate. That's
Nice.
yeah. So
Well, you don't
little
look
Mexican
like it.
out.
You look like $1 million.
I had a break, man. I got some sleep. No, I didn't get much sleep, but I had some fun.
Good, good. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of fun, hopefully this Saturday night is fun. Excited that it's a night game. I got my tailgate going on. We're going to be over at the venue, which is
Yes.
the old Lucky's Market, Kroger, across from Revel and Roll. So I actually was in California and thought the game started at 4:30 when I looked at the schedule. So adjustment to anybody that went. We will be going till 7 o'clock. Probably start 2:30 or 3. So watch your email. I'll put a link up in the video and on the blog. But open invite to the tailgate. I think we have over 125 RSVPs so far coming by.
Nice.
So should be a
Nice.
fun pregame party.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't know where that is, it's like off. If instead of going over the bridge on Stadium, like by Chrysler or whatnot, instead of going over the bridge, you just turn left on South Industrial, and it's like right there on your left.
Yeah, behind the Salvation Army. Stimson runs into the golf course right there. So if you're on the golf course, you want to come over, it's really close. But what we wanted to talk about this week, Seth, I think, was how we adjusted to all the pressure. And I assume we're going to be seeing a lot of pressure D coming from the Spartan Dogs this weekend. So
yeah, in the run game. In the run game is where I saw it, and Michigan State does the same thing. So I wanted to point it out because Penn State had like a weird way of dealing with Michigan, and you have to give me a moment while I pull this up.
All right, so yeah, Seth, we were going to talk about Penn State pressuring, and this is just a normal power set. So let me know what you see on this one.
Yeah, so I mean it's just normal power play. You got Zach Zinner right here. He's going to pull around and try to block and try to get down onto these linebackers. Right? They're going to pull these guys down here. They're going to have this guy kick out. Standard power play, right? God's play. We've been doing this for ages. Football's been doing this for ages. What you're going to see, your mind is going to tell you, oh no, Penn State's in the backfield. This is going to be chopped up. And then all of a sudden they get through. And I just want to just let your mind kind of watch it the way that you normally watch football. You see for a moment there, you're worried, right? It's kind of nerve-wracking, like what's going on? So what's really going on is Penn State's going to be shooting this linebacker up into here. And because Penn State's playing so aggressively, they're getting upfield. They're going to have guys in backfield. This guy's going to shoot upfield as well. So you're going to see them pass that line of scrimmage. And you're going to get scared. It's like, oh no, they've got us. And Michigan really had adjusted to this. And Michigan State does the same thing that Penn State does. It's playing very aggressively. So watch this guy. And look how Zinter handled him. Now, Zinter, remember, he's supposed to be down in here. Instead, he finds this guy, sets up, and just traps him outside. And now, look at this. We got a nice, clean lane. This guy might be able to get off his block and get there, but this guy might be able to get off his block and get there. But that's what they have to do. They're going to have to beat blocks. And he's upfield, right? He's upfield. He's upfield. These guys have no chance of getting him, and that's what makes this play.
Well, especially, I mean, they seal it. You get a small lane, but then you have a running back like Corum who just has incredible vision to bust through a hole like that. And that does not look like a 10-yard gain off the jump. That looks like, maybe a 2-yard loss. Is it a combination of the blocking and what we're doing there and the running back? Because that's what it looks like to me. I mean, I think we're doing a good job, but maybe if this was a few years ago and we didn't have quite as much speed at the running back position, we don't get anything.
Yeah, I mean, you do need to have that ability to accelerate, right? But it's not just the running back, and I'll show you why. I think this is the one where it's the quarterback. And watch just how Michigan's playing them. So now we've seen them doing this, all right? And we're going to start this play here. Watch what happens on the edge on this play. So, I mean, that's zero respect right now for what's going on. This guy's going to crash inside on the running back. This guy is supposed to fly around. It's the same thing Army used to do to us, right? In that 2019 game. This guy's supposed to fly around and get the quarterback. When he does, though, he's going to be so far inside and get so far upfield that McCarthy's just going to say, I'm going around this guy. And watch how the tight ends deal with him. Watch, these guys are both going to pull around. Watch how they deal with these guys as they see them. They don't even bother blocking.
Yeah. That's great. And, McCarthy does an awesome job of finding a lane right there as well. I mean, I think that so Michigan State is definitely a defense that over pursues. Feel like this sets up really well for us based on what we saw in those plays with Penn State.
I mean, Michigan State's going to prepare for us in a certain way, but it's interesting that we saw Penn State do what we kind of thought Michigan State was going to do, right? Here, I'll give you another example. And this time you can really see how the speed of the quarterback matters a lot, or like at least the speed of the runner matters a lot. Same thing here, right? We're watching this guy on the edge, and he's going to fly upfield. And look, he just gets run by. So I'm not even blocking this guy at this point. Keegan only needs to get a little hand on him. You can watch Keegan right here. He sees him go upfield. Keegan's line is right here. Now, Keegan's line is supposed to be right there. This is not a loss for him because if he goes further back, he's not really needed. All he needs to do is get one hand on this guy. McCarthy's by him. Now, if you don't have as quick of a quarterback, you can't get to that gap. But now look at that.
Yeah, so it looked like Penn State was just kind of doing that the whole game. That was their whole strategy, was to over pursue or to pursue with aggression. And we were just fast enough and rode guys past the play. They were over aggressive. And like you said, we just had to get one hand on some of them. Were just driving past, and then all of a sudden the middle is wide open.
Yep. Yeah, so the last guy we're going to watch is these linebackers. Just watch this guy, how he shoots. All these guys shooting upfield. See how this guy's upfield here? This guy's getting upfield. So they're bringing these guys down. The idea is they're going to have these guys going inside, and the linebackers are going to go this way. It's called a slant, right? So they're slanting this way. Michigan's adjusting to it by having them blocked down, and these guys are going to kick out over here. But watch this guy's upfield, and then watch this guy right here. This is fascinating to me. So that was their strategy. They thought that they could out-athlete Michigan by stepping forward. This guy is just, watch how he just steps up. He's got this block. He tries to just go inside and around him. And that gives up the first down. So this was Penn State's strategy all day against Michigan, and Michigan was really well prepared for it. They were looking for those guys to do that, which is not something that any team has really done to us before. It's not something Penn State really did before. It's actually something that Michigan State does a lot. So I kind of wonder if Michigan was kind of preparing for Michigan State, and because they'd been preparing for that, because they practiced that, they were ready to recognize what Penn State was doing to them and adjust really quickly. And, it wasn't the big story of the game, but it was certainly a major part of the running game story in this game. And I don't know if Michigan State's going to have a different approach. I would kind of recommend that they do, because you've seen Michigan's athletes are just their linemen are too good. The running backs are too good. McCarthy's too good to take those kind of gambles. But I don't know, maybe sometimes they did get through there and they got Michigan to a lot of 2nd and 10s. And I think that was Penn State's strategy, and that might be Michigan State's strategy as well. And Michigan just didn't panic. So that hopefully we get the same thing. It's a little weird that we kind of got the Michigan State game a couple weeks early.
Yeah. So speaking of the game, no picks from Cooper this week. He's preparing to play Hazel Park in his next to last football game. So go Berkeley Bears, 8th grade football team this afternoon. But Seth, I need you to maybe talk me up and talk me down about a couple things before we get going here. But I think you should go first this week. What do you got for me?
Okay. Talk me up. Michigan State got a lot of their players back, and they made a big difference against Wisconsin. Jalen Reed's a dude. Slade is a dude. When they were really getting pounded on the ground, they didn't have that guy. Xavier Henderson is a very good run stopper. They didn't have that guy when they were getting slashed on the ground. Michigan State, we saw against Wisconsin, might be a much better team when their guys aren't all injured.
All right, let me just start by asking you, how do you feel about Wisconsin? And is that an impressive team to look better against?
Touche. Okay.
I mean, I think, yeah, they've got some guys back. They're looking healthier, but I also think that we are at a position with this program now where I feel really good about our depth. I feel really good about our character. I feel really good about our ability to take a shot to the chin and not buckle, and I can't say that for even, the last several years. Last year, I think the Michigan State loss was a fluke. The Hutchinson reversal of the strip touchdown, I mean, was one of the worst calls I can remember. I don't care who they put on the field. I care who we put on the field. And if Michigan executes the way that we have been so far this year, and we start to open up a little bit on offense and go down the field deep, I have a feeling that we could have a bit of a field day. I'd be surprised if we don't put up at least 37 points. So I don't think Michigan State's defense is anywhere near what we all have grown accustomed to over the past decade and a half. I think that they're suspect, and I think we're going to put up a lot of points.
All right. You ready to talk me down?
I am.
All right. One loss Michigan should be in the playoff over one loss Alabama this year, no matter what happens. I don't care if they win the SEC. I don't care if they beat Georgia at the end of the year. If Michigan has one loss, Alabama's got a loss to Texas. Or sorry, they should have lost to Texas. They have not looked that great this year. I don't think they've played any top 25 defenses yet. So I think that Michigan's had a stronger season than Alabama at this point, and as long as they don't lose to both of Illinois and Wisconsin, or sorry, both to Illinois and Ohio State, Michigan should be in over Alabama.
I think we should be, but I think, this feels a lot like another time where we should have been playing for a national championship, but people counted it as a semifinal when we played Ohio State in 2006. And I think that we're going to end up being treated as a de facto quarterfinal in the game against Ohio State. If it's two undefeated teams, I think whoever wins gets to go, and whoever wins the Big Ten gets to go. But I think they're going to treat that as a quarterfinal. And I don't disagree with you. I think we should get in, but I don't think we would. And so I think it all comes down to Ohio State. And I don't know that that's fair, because I think we're talking about two of the best four teams in the country if we're both going undefeated into that game. And I don't think that should be the deciding factor, but I think it will be, unfortunately.
All right. Let's do yours. What do you got?
All right. So talk me up. I don't know that JJ has the deep ball that we all thought he did. Talk me up.
I mean,
I bring this up every week, but
I mean, we've seen him be on target in the past, and dialing those in is not easy, especially when you're recovering from an injury, and they haven't been able to try it. And the reason they haven't been able to try it is because teams are playing them back. So you've seen Penn State has safety back, Maryland kept their safeties back, Iowa kept two safeties back all game. So why are they doing that, Matt? Why are they keeping those safeties back? What are they afraid of? Why is Roman Wilson getting a 20-yard cushion at some point? What are they afraid of? They're afraid of the deep ball. So if you're wondering if Michigan can't hit the deep ball, okay, let's see if Michigan State puts all their guys up. Let's see if Michigan State goes cover zero. I kind of think that they don't want to, because I think that they've seen how dangerous that is, and I think they believe that McCarthy can hit it. So if defensive coordinators in the Big Ten are saying something, it's probably true.
Probably true. Well, the nice thing is we haven't needed the home run ball, because the running backs have done a pretty darn good job of hitting the home run on their own. So, all right, talk me down. I think we win by greater than 4 touchdowns. I think it's a 28-point plus margin. I don't feel like this is going to be a close one. I think we're going to Tuck's going to tuck his tail between his legs and have to walk behind the bus all the way back to East Lansing on Saturday night. Might be eating some pizza in the tunnel on a golf cart. We'll see. What do you think, Seth? Talk me down a little bit.
I don't think it's a particularly good Michigan State team, but it's a better Michigan State team than you've seen. A lot of like I said on my Talk Me Up, they've got a bunch of their players back. They moved Jacoby Windman to linebacker, where he's a much better player, so that they can play a freshman defensive end. They're doing more 4-3 stuff, and they've This is all they have. Michigan State's only existence right now is to make Michigan's season worse because Michigan State has nothing to root for. Michigan State has nothing to win anymore. So all they can do is ruin Michigan's season. That's the only thing in the world that matters to them. So they're going to be up for this. They just had a bye week too. Big problem with their team is they were so injured earlier this season. You know, any Michigan State fan will tell you how injured they were, and any Michigan fan is blowing it off like, you guys are terrible. But I mean, this is their Super Bowl, right? And it's at night. Weird things can happen. Maybe they do challenge McCarthy to shoot the deep ball. And you know what they're really good at? They're the best 4th and 6 team I've ever seen. Like if it's a stupid long down, they take risks, they take gambles, and they're really good at converting them. And we saw that last year where Peyton Thorne, the thing he's best at is just lobbing a ball up to one of his guys. And those are really kind of undefendable, right? Where, you just have a dude running straight downfield, throws it into coverage, and then, you can beat that because there's no coverage that's going to stop a pure one-on-one. So the cornerbacks are going to have to be really good. They're going to play play the randomizer game, and things have gone haywire for Michigan in the past when Michigan State likes to hit the random button. So that's kind of what I'm afraid of.
All right, so let's just roll into a pick for this weekend. What do you got score-wise? What are you thinking?
42-27.
42-27. Okay.
Yeah, I don't really think Michigan State's going to score 27. That's been my bet all year, so I'm sticking with it.
I am going 41-9. We hold them to 3 field goals in the first half. I think we're down maybe 9-7, towards the start of the second quarter, and then
here's the problem with that, Matt. Here's the problem with that. They can't score field goals. I think they've got.
Oh yeah, you know what? I forgot about that.
they don't even bother anymore. They brought in a transfer, and he was terrible.
Yeah, that little chunky little kicker isn't there anymore. He was there. For
No. And so now they have the true freshman going, and I think he's 1 for 3 with a 42-yarder. So, yeah, man, their kicking game is not great. Now, who knows? Michigan State's had a terrible punter, and that guy had one of the best punts of all time against Michigan, right? So, I mean, I never know in this stupid series.
Yeah, you never know, but I do know we're going to have a good time over at the venue on Saturday. Looking forward to having everybody out there. I'll make sure to send invite links. You don't have to be a past client of HomeSure Lending or on the real estate side or anything to come through. I'm going to get out a couple drink tickets for everybody. They'll have the kitchen open in there if anybody wants to buy food. I'll have some snacks out, but they're also going to leave the game on. They have projectors and TVs and everything. They're going to leave the game on if anybody wants to come out and watch the game indoors somewhere. Weather looks good right now, Seth. 59 and sunny when I just looked. So that sounds like an ideal day to beat the Spartans. I don't know about you. That sounds perfect to me.
That sounds great. And venues, man, their food is amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the bar, what are the barbacoa tacos, or I forget exactly what they're called, but it's good. It's good. Yeah.
You're making me hungry now, man. I'm gonna have to find some food here. Well, hey Seth, it's been awesome. Hopefully we have smiles on our face come late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. Go Blue! Glad you got a rest. You look good. Looking forward to hopefully a sweet Michigan victory this weekend.
All right, Matt. Go Blue!
Go Blue! Later, buddy.